lose, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me.
What's going on, folks? We're back this week with another very exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports. I'm one of your hosts, KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy LeParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. You guys ready? Because it's about to be a good one. Spade, you ready?
Let's just dive in this week.
Let's just dive in, man. First topic. Y'all already know where I'm going. Y'all gonna hate me in the morning. Here we go. We talking about Kobe Bryant spazzing on teammates. Now, Spade, before you even go, let me just say, when I seen Kobe spaz on his teammates, I was like, I done cursed some teammates out before when we were just playing parks. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why Kobe is a little agitated playing with the Lakers. They losing, but then I watched all the footage and I was like, whoa. As a man, forget as a teammate, forget losing, as a man, to allow another man to talk to you like that, I just think it got to be like, forget whoever's saying it. It cannot go that way. When you seen this, Spade, how did you feel about it?
I didn't like it, man. I didn't. Now, like you, I admit, I played in some sport environments. I game on a very high level. I don't just game with me and my friends just hanging out. I game competitively. Yeah. So there are some times when it gets heated. Yeah. But that's not what this was about. This was about trying to embarrass people or belittle people. I don't like it. I didn't like it. It also didn't help that it was media there. Yeah. It wasn't like somebody leaked this information. Yeah. Kobe showed up. Members of the media was there courtside, filming and recording video and audio, and he just continued to belittle and just. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, man.
Now, allegedly, this was Kobe's first practice in forever. He's not even showing up to practice.
Now,
so then he comes.
That's what I want to talk about.
He comes to practice, and this is how Kobe react. And before you go, Spade, the coach was there, who I respect. I think, Scott is a good coach, but, he didn't say nothing.
I do too.
He didn't say anything. The GM was there. He didn't say nothing. The players didn't stand up for themselves. And I kind of want to defend the players a little bit. I think that the players.
Is it a way you can defend them?
Let me try.
I feel like they kind of part to blame too.
Let me try to defend them. Because I want to say that the players know that if this is being allowed, because Jeremy Lin clearly came out and said this is the norm. So if this is being allowed, of course, the players could be a little. I don't want to use the word scared. So put another word there. They might be a little hesitant. That's what I want to say. A little hesitant to go back at Kobe when Kobe, if the GM and everybody is clearly allowing this, they could be a little hesitant to go back at Kobe, because then Kobe could go to the GM like, get this guy out of here, and they could potentially lose a job. So I can see why they could be a little hesitant to go back at Kobe.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When Allen Iverson wasn't, first of all, I hate to compare two athletes, but this is a pretty good situation. I feel like it's okay to make this comparison.
Okay.
The Philadelphia 76ers got beat, and they got put out of the playoffs. They were in the playoffs. And the media's attention was focused straight to the fact that Allen Iverson had not been practicing. I said it like him. Had not been practicing regularly with his teammates.
Okay.
They gave AI hell for not going to practice because they felt like him not going to practice made his teammates not as good, and as a result of that, they lost in the playoffs. This Laker team ain't going to no playoffs.
They ain't going to
no playoffs. And Kobe not going to practice, and nobody has a problem with that. It's okay if Kobe don't go to practice and his teammates play like crap. I don't like how the NBA has standards for different people. AI was always given the most hell about everything.
True.
And Kobe was like, the comment that he made leaving the court. He's leaving the court. He walks past the GM, and he says to the GM, and I'm going to edit that out because, I say some bad words myself, but Kobe was going OD hard this day. He said to the GM, coming to practice is supposed to make me better. these MFers ain't doing S for me.
Yeah,
and that's
man.
what he said when he walked out of there.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm like, wow, that's okay. That's how. And then what makes it so bad? People are starting to actually question, was that a good thing because the Lakers beat the Spurs? So if it equals a win, it's okay to disrespect and belittle your teammates. I completely disagree with it. And this is why don't nobody want to play with Kobe.
This is why don't nobody want to play with Kobe. This is why Shaq didn't get along with Kobe. This is why I think Melo didn't come over there with Kobe. This is why guys don't want to play with Kobe. This is the reason. And to his teammates' defense again, if you're not a player in the NBA, and now I think everybody in the NBA think they're good enough to be in the NBA. That's what I think. But if you're a player and you don't have the utmost confidence, you don't have the utmost confidence in yourself to be talked to like that, it'll make you feel smaller than Muggsy Bogues. Like, it'll make you feel so small. Like, well, damn, maybe I don't belong in the NBA. You gotta be a strong-willed individual, practically like a Kobe or like a Michael Jordan or like another elite type player to be like, I don't care what this guy say. I don't care. You know, Jeremy Lin could come out and say, oh, well, we don't really care because this is the norm. That still don't make it right, bruh. That doesn't make it right. The norm. It shouldn't be the norm. To me, Kobe should be trying to help these guys get better. Get them better. If that's how you helping your teammates, your current teammates get better, it ain't working, bruh, because it's still amounting to L's. Still amounting to L's.
I agree. But keeping it on this same tip, man, we're going to move forward. I got more NBA news for you guys. In the same realm of teams not playing very well, some news may or may not have come out of New York that Carmelo says that he would be willing to waive his no-trade clause if he could land on an NBA competitor, a championship team. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's a title contender. A contender. Now, when that came out, Melo came out and said that he didn't say that. He didn't say that. But if they could somehow put him on a title contender and it works out for both teams, he would be open to it. So saying that means he probably did say it. So before I go on my tangent, how do you feel about this news?
First of all, let me strong arm Melo. Melo. First of all, shut up. Shut up. Don't nobody want to hear you talk, Melo. Because you had mad opportunities to go to mad different teams, including my Chicago Bulls. Now, don't get me wrong. I was in the off season. It was me. We was on Twitter. It was me. It was Chi-Town, Melo, homie Chi-Town from Twitter. I'm shouting you out. We was on Twitter going back and forth like, Melo, make your decision. Come to the Bulls. We need another scorer. This was before we was we were still worried about Derrick Rose coming back right. And Melo went, he went on his little merry-go-round tour, going to different cities, meeting with teams. He had mad opportunities to leave the Knicks to go to way better teams. If I'm not mistaken, Spade, correct me if I'm wrong, Chicago, who else? Was it LA? I think all the teams Dallas, in Texas, except the Spurs.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he basically had his pick of the litter.
Yeah. So you could have had your chance to go to any of these good teams, because all these teams that, aside from the Lakers and the Knicks, everybody else are winning. Everybody else are getting dubs out there. So you had your chance to go to these teams, and you chose to go back to the Knicks. For what? Because of Phil Jackson, you said. But we know it wasn't because of Phil Jackson.
It was the feel of them dollar bills.
It was the feel of them dollars. That's right, Phil Jackson. That's right. So you had your...
Here's my 2 cents on the deal.
Go ahead, homie. Go ahead.
This is what I say. People were kind of hard on Carmelo for wanting to stay in New York. People was like, Carmelo doesn't care about the sport. And I kind of defended Melo. I knew it was about the money, but I said, you know what? One or two things. A player can only be one or two different people. Either a person who really wants to win that ring, or a person who wants to blaze his own path and doesn't care if he wins the ring or not. Now, when LeBron wanted to go to Miami, people hated him. LeBron actually took less money to go to Miami because he wanted to win and people hated him.
That's right.
Melo said he was going to take more money and stay home and people hated him. So I kind of defended Melo until I got this news. This whole title contender stuff, Melo, cut it out. The only thing you care about is the money. You got the money. I don't care if you guys don't win another game. I want to see you looking happy. Everybody else in that New York Knicks uniform can be sad about them losses. I want you to smile, count your money, go on to the house, and come back and play hard the next day. You made that bed, sleep in it. Tuck yourself in and get you a good night's sleep. That's what I say. I don't want to hear Melo talking about no title contender. And didn't care about no title in the offseason, don't care about it now.
That's right. And if you were so concerned about winning in New York, you could have took less money, like a Tim Duncan, like a Dirk, like, you know, other guys took less money, stayed with the team they was with, got better players in there with the team they was with. Because, I mean, Dirk took less money. They re-signed Monte. They was able to trade for Tyson Chandler back in Dallas, who is balling, who was just with the Knicks. He was just with the Knicks. Right. Tyson Chandler went back to Dallas and putting up beast numbers. They got Monte. They was able to sign Jameer Nelson. So, come on, Melo. You could have took less money and got way better pieces over there in New York. You know.
Yeah, man.
I live in Jersey. I hear the New York media all day. And they are saying the problem with the Knicks is Carmelo. Like, he kills the ball. He kills all movement. He kills all movement. They are saying you are the problem. Get better. You know, you signed on to be with Phil Jackson. Learn the triangle. Learn the triangle. And spinning off that space. Spinning off that. I think you got something to talk about Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. What did Tim Hardaway Jr. say?
So Tim Hardaway Jr. and Carmelo, I know you guys have heard this, and this is extremely funny to me because going back to the Lakers story, a lot of these younger players don't have the kahunas to kind of tell these veterans what they really feel, but that don't apply to Tim Hardaway Jr.
No, sir.
Apparently, during a loss this past week, Tim Hardaway Jr. has some choice words for Carmelo, something along the lines of,
what he say,
get the rebound.
What he say?
Get the rebound. That's what he wanted them to do. So you know what? To end this segment right here, Carmelo, I don't want to hear that title stuff. Get the rebound. That's what you do.
And play some defense.
What else we got, bro?
And play some defense.
You know?
That's what I want to do. Play some damn defense. The Pick'em game. Let's go about it. Y'all know your boy LaParis won last week. I'm on your heels, Spade. I'm on your heels. So the Pick'em game for this week. Go ahead.
I have slipped these last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll Pick'em game. Tell them. I'm taking your segment.
I'm on your heels. The Pick'em game is Tuesday, December 16th. We going Warriors versus the Grizz. Who you going, Spade?
You know what? The Grizz let me down last week.
Yes,
and to show you just how much, well, not last week, but the last Pick'em, and to show you how much faith I got in the Grizz, I'm taking them again. Big Zebo and Gasol, they gonna eat. Let's go Grizzlies.
They
give me
playing
this dub,
the Warriors. Y'all already know Curry about to go out there. Clay about to go out there. Green about to go out there. They about to put up big numbers, and I think they gonna win the game. Warriors, don't let me down. Let me keep this hot streak going because I'm on Spade Hills. Let's move on.
You really are.
I'm on this.
All right, man. So we're done with the NBA. We're done with the NBA. Let's talk some NFL news.
Okay.
This episode is really being the strong arm episode. That's what we do anyway. We give you guys sports talk. We give it to you unbiasedly, and we don't sugarcoat. We give it to you exactly how we feel. You might like it, you might hate it, you might love it, but you're going to get the real deal.
Okay.
So with that being said, Johnny Manziel gets his first NFL start this week. A lot of you guys are happy about that. You're doing the get money sign.
That's right.
He is starting against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what I think. I think Johnny's going to look a little bit excited. But ultimately, I think it's going to equal a Cleveland Brown loss. Cincinnati, go get me this dub. That's what I'm saying. What you got?
I'm going to say Cleveland might not win the game. But the thing that's in Johnny Manziel's favor is that there's no tape out there on him aside from his college tape. Now, Kirk Cousins came in for the Redskins. Not much tape on him. Came out there cooked. Colt McCoy came out there played. It's tape on Colt McCoy, but not in the Redskins system. Came out there and cooked. There's no
That's
tape.
A very good point you making, homie.
There's no tape on Johnny Manziel. You know, when there's no tape on you, they can't really prepare for you. Now this week, I think Johnny, when this week right here, I think Johnny Manziel might have a good game. When I say a good game, I mean he might throw some touchdowns. He might maybe run for one. I'm not saying he's gonna get 3 touchdowns.
Give me some numbers though. How many passing yards and rushing yards? Give me some numbers.
I want to say probably 200 yards passing because I think they're gonna condense it a little bit. I think they're gonna lean on the running game. So I want to say he probably had about 200 yards rushing. I mean, 200 yards rushing. No way. 200 yards passing, excuse me. And I want to say he probably have about 50, 60 yards rushing because I think they're going to throw some read option in there for Johnny. You know, it's no tape to defend.
That would be a good game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a good game, a good solid game. Now the next week, when there's tape on Johnny, they might decapitate Johnny. But this week right here, I think Johnny is sitting pretty because there's no tape on him. No tape on him. Excuse me. And teams don't really know how to defend against him. So I think this is actually a good week for Johnny because you know he's the new flavor. I don't know if it's going to amount to the win because AJ Green has been flaming these past couple of weeks, and I just don't know if Cleveland. I don't know if Cleveland have enough to beat the Bengals when they trying to get this playoff push going. So I think Johnny will have a good game.
I like your point.
I think Johnny gonna have a good game, but I don't know if it's gonna amount to a win. But it's gonna definitely be exciting to watch. Definitely.
For a little while, till he starts throwing passes to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, true.
Then it won't be that exciting.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk some AP. Adrian Peterson. His appeal has been denied, and he will not play in the NFL the rest of this season. And he cannot be reinstated until April 15th, which is an important date. Because if you guys know football, you know that is around the NFL draft. So they are actually looking out for Minnesota. They are actually looking out for Minnesota. You know, letting them know, like, well, what y'all want to do with AP? This is enough time. The draft is right there. It's enough time for y'all to figure out what you want to do with AP, whether you want to release him or keep him. The draft is right there. Y'all could potentially draft a running back to replace him and do what you want to do with him. Do what you want to do with him. Excuse me. How do you feel about AP being denied, Spade? His appeal.
I really don't know, man. I got mixed reactions to it. I felt like he had a great chance of getting back in after I saw Ray Rice get his appeal to go through. I guess the NFL is saying they care a little more about abusing kids than they do about abusing women, and I guess I can dig it. I mean, they're both wrong, but I mean, a kid really can't defend herself. That lady got a choice of whether or not she want to leave or stay. And I mean, I just kind of feel like, I don't know. But don't get me wrong, what he did was wrong, but I kind of feel sorry for the guy. He's saying that he's contemplating retirement. I smell BS on that. AP ain't going no damn well, y'all.
He'll about to leave that money on the table. I don't know.
Yeah, I smell BS on that one. That's just he's upset. That's upset talking. That's not Adrian Peterson talking. But also, I want to throw this in there before I let it go. The league is looking out for Minnesota. But I tell you this: if Minnesota's smart, and I know it's a PR side to this equation, but if Minnesota is smart, even though it's some studs, that's going to be in the draft at running back, they are improving. Adrian Peterson is pretty doggone proven.
You're right.
And, you know, you could gamble on the next AP or you could take a chance on the real AP. So I think we might see AP back in a Minnesota uniform. That's just, you know, that's just what my gut is telling me.
I want to make one more point. You said that the NFL care more about, you know, women than kids. And the NFLPA actually came out and said that the NFL, with this decision, has broke collective bargaining and that, they, you know, they're going to try and appeal again because they broke collective bargaining. The NFL said they don't care. They're not standing for this crap no more. If you guys, unless you guys have been living under a rock, you see all the commercials of the NFL doing these domestic violence type of commercials, and they have players in the commercial, and it just, to me, it just feels weird. It feels weird. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying it feels weird. So the NFLPA came out and said that they did break collective bargaining agreements by this decision. So we have to, we will keep our eyes on this for you guys, and I'm pretty sure we will not be done talking about this in the future. So that's all I have to say about AP, man.
Well, the next little bit of news I got for you guys comes out of New England.
New England?
Tom Brady. Turns out Tom Brady got some sailor in him, you know? So they had Tom Brady mic'd up, and Tom Brady was slinging four-letter words like he was throwing touchdown passes. And apparently some people felt a certain kind of way about it. They was like, Tom Brady wasn't just slipping up here and there. He was just on a cussing barrage.
Yeah, he was going with
Tom Brady came out and said, hey, you know, I don't talk like this when I'm at home around my wife and kids. When I'm off meeting with fans, I don't talk like this. In the game, I should be able to talk how I want to talk. And I gotta agree with Tom Brady, man. What about you?
I agree with Tom Brady too. But what I do want to say is, Tom Brady, I 100% agree with you. You in the competitive spirit, things come out, you fired up, you want to win so bad, you say some things. I 100% agree with that. But what I want to say is, don't say that Tom Brady, when Tom Brady does it, it's passion. But when Dez Bryant do it, he's a disruption to the team. Don't say that, because it's the same thing. Dez Bryant go on the sideline, and he's, on his cursing barrage, and his cameras on him. Oh my God, look at Dez Bryant. He's cursing, and he's a disruption. Bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He's a disruption to the team. The team don't need that right now. They falling apart. But when Tom Brady do it, oh, look at that. It was mainly the parents, because kids was watching the game. It was mainly like other parents saying Tom Brady's cursing, and my kid look up to Tom Brady. But the media, I'm doing the quote fingers here. The media was saying, oh, well, Tom Brady's just a passionate guy, and I agree with him doing this. But when Dez Bryant do it, the media, I'm doing the quote fingers again, say, oh, look at Dez Bryant. The Cowboys don't need that right now. They going berserk. They don't need this. They're gonna fall apart. It's the same thing. When you in that battle, you are fired up. You are emotional. And the funny thing, your emotions go crazy. Like, you up, you down. So I don't have a problem with him using profanity. I have a problem, like Tom Brady said, with the NFL miking these clowns up. Stop miking them up. Stop miking them up.
Well, see, now you just made a great point, and I was done until you just said that. But the whole miking up the player thing came because the NFL wanted to give the fans more of the experience. Okay. Well, more of the experience is people getting cussed out. That's part of the experience. So don't say you want some of the experience if you don't really want it.
You are absolutely right.
If that's just like, you can't buy a courtside ticket and be mad about the language you hear the guys use on the court. Take your tail up there to the nosebleeds. So if you want the experience, that's part of the experience.
And sometimes if you don't like what you're watching on TV, cut it off. Cut it off.
Turn the channel.
You got to cut it off. Like, you are the parent. Or you got to explain to your kid, don't use the language. Don't use that language. And I mean, it's that plain and simple. It's not, to me, it's not a big deal. But the media, quote fingers again, they made a huge deal out of it, man. Parents made a huge deal out of it. Cut it off if you don't like what you're watching. Point blank, period. Right. Point blank, period.
Agreed, bro.
Let's move on. We're going to talk about some college awards. Really, it's really nothing to talk about. Everything went as expected. Mariota cleaned up. He cleaned up. Running back from Wisconsin, Gordon, won the Dope Walker. Wide receiver Cooper from Alabama won the Biletnikoff. Everything went as expected. I think all those guys deserved the awards they received. You know what I mean? So I think everything went as expected. Nothing really shocked your boy. The Heisman Trophy is, that award ceremony is coming up. We both talked about that last week. We both picked Mariota. I think he's going to win in that.
I don't think it'll be any drama this year, bro. Yeah, I think all of the awards are falling exactly where everybody thinks they're going to fall. So
I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
So let's do strong arm performers.
Strong arm performers.
This was a great week in sports, man. Pro football, college football, pro hoops. But it was a big weekend sport. So with that being said, man, I want you to go first. Tell the world who's your strong arm performer of the week.
My strong arm performer of the week gotta go to running back from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell, who had 26 carries, 185 yards rushing, 2 TDs. Then he had 6 catches for 50 yards and another TD. Le'Veon Bell has put the Pittsburgh Steelers on his back. He's the workhorse, and to me, Le'Veon Bell is one of my favorite running backs in the league, along with DeMarco Murray and a few others, like Marshawn Lynch, guys like that. But Le'Veon Bell, his patience for running the ball, he reminds me so much of an old school runner, like an Emmitt Smith, like a Thurman Thomas, not as elusive as Barry Sanders, but just with the patience. He reminds me of them. And shout out to Le'Veon Bell, because you are my strong arm performer of the week. Kudos.
That's what's up. And when you credit that guy's running, when you credit his running, you speak from experience, because you got some experience at the running back position, right?
True. Definitely.
Okay, so you know a little something about following blockers.
Yeah, I know a little something about it. He definitely had great patience for a running back. And that's rare from a young player, because they just see a hole and they just want to hit it. But he has amazing patience. Amazing. So who's your strong arm
performer? I'm gonna
performer?
kind of throw you a curveball, man.
Okay.
I was gonna give my strong arm performer of the week to Julio Jones for the second week in a row.
Yeah, you told me that.
This week he had 10 catches for 259 and a TD.
Yeah,
but I decided to just give him honorable mention.
Whoa,
I'm gonna go
mention.
a little. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go a little on the soft side this week. I want to give my strong arm performer of the week to John Wall. John Wall played a very emotional, inspired game against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Took it into OT, and they were able to win the game in overtime. John Wall scored 26 points, had 17 assists, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. Almost dropped a triple-double on those fools. Woo. And he did it all on the heavy heart of losing his 6-year-old friend Maya, who died to cancer. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? For this week, John Wall, you are my strong arm performer of the week. That was big.
Yeah, that touched your boy. That kind of broke your boy down. I kind of think I'm this big tough guy, but when I heard about this story and I read the story, I was like, man, that's just terrible. Nobody want to see a little kid lose their life, especially to whack ass cancer. You know what I mean? She didn't even get a chance to really live her life. And John Wall, speaking of that story, I didn't even know you was going to pick that story. But speaking of that story, the little girl, Maya, like she was a big fan. She had like Nicki Minaj. And John Wall went on this he went on this big Instagram, thing to, help the little girl meet Nicki Minaj. And he made all that happen. She met Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj gave her a little wig because when you have cancer, you lose your little hair. So the little girl didn't have any hair. Gave her a little wig. Got to hang out with Nicki Minaj. John Wall, you are the man for that. You the man for that.
Agreed, man.
Definitely a great strong arm performer.
It takes those stories to help you put things into perspective. I try to be a positive guy, but I have my days where I just hear myself complaining a lot.
Yeah, man.
And not even for her struggles, but her parents. I got kids, and I can imagine, having to lose one of mine. So, the prayers go out to that family. And John Wall, you're an awesome guy for what you've done, man. And you balled out this week, man. Congrats.
Definitely. Well, folks.
So that's all I got, man. Are we ready to wrap?
Yeah, man, that's it for this show. Another great episode, man. I love this show. I love the fans. I love the interaction. Regardless how you guys respond in the comment section, man, we appreciate the interaction. Believe it. Even though some of you guys might not agree with everything, it's always fun to do this, man. We definitely appreciate you guys. Remember, if you're new, bang the like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Let us know how we can improve. The criticism is always, it's always welcome. It's been a great show, man.
Indeed.
We'll see you guys next episode. Hopefully we have better topics. Holla at us. We appreciate all y'all, man. It's been Strong Arm Sports. We'll see y'all next episode. Peace.
Money.